Welcome to the English news of Binh Phuoc radio, television station, and newspaper. I'm the one presenting you the top stories for today. Binh Phuoc to allocate more than $305 million in public investment capital in 2023. Binh Phuoc boosts cooperation in tourism development in the Southeast region. President Nguyễn Xuân Phúc received the Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Republic of Korea. Prime Minister of Vietnam and Australia discussed measures to advance relations. OECD Vietnam High-Level Economic Forum opens. And now our details. The Binh Phuoc Provincial People's Committee held a meeting where the local Department of Planning and Investment presented a report on a public investment capital plan in 2023.
Under the plan, the province will allocate more than $305 million in public investment capital in 2023, an increase of more than $5.1 million compared to 2022. More than $264 million will come from the local budget and nearly $41 million from the central budget. Appropriate public investment capital allocation is expected to restore pressure issues in the locality, contributing to the realization of goals and tasks in the resolution from the 11th Binh Phuoc Provincial Party Congress and the province socio-economic recovery and development strategy. In particular, the plan to allocate public investments next year will focus on developing several fields such as transport networks, information technology, e-government, smart city development, and public services, among others. Chairman of the Binh Phuoc Provincial People's Committee, Truyền emphasized that units and investors in projects and works should focus on resolving difficulties and obstacles in the preparation of investment and cycle runs for the implementation and disbursement of capital.
The Binh Phuoc Provincial People's Committee had met to plan a conference reviewing tourism development cooperation in the Southeast region in the 2020-2025 period.
The conference aimed to evaluate the results of 2 years of implementing the Agreement on Tourism Development Cooperation in the Southeast region during 2020 to 2025. While continuing to implement the content of the agreement, promotion cooperation in tourism development among cities and provinces in the Southeast region, in order to boost the potential and trends of tourism in each locality. The conference is scheduled to take place from November 29th to 30. Major activities will also be held, such as the Conference on Investment Promotion and Tourism Development in Binh Phuoc Province in 2022, visits to tourist attractions in the locality, and conducting a survey to develop a golf course and 5-star hotel, among others.
The Vietnam Association for the Protection of Natural and Environment has recognized 39 trees at the Bù Gia Mập National Park in Binh Phuoc Province as Vietnamese Heritage trees.
According to the Vietnam Association for the Protection of Nature and Environment, the 39 trees include 37 crepe myrtle trees and focus tree and the thum trees in Bù Gia Mập National Park. To gain heritage tree status, a tree must be at least 200 years old in the case of wild trees, and at least 100 trees if planted. The trees must also be connected to the historical and cultural characteristics of the local area.
President Nguyễn Xuân Phúc hosted a reception for Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Republic of Korea, Park Jin, on October the 18th.
Lauding the Republic of Korea's efforts in boosting the bilateral cooperation, President Nguyễn Xuân Phúc said, in the face of complex developments of the world situation, the two countries have maintained their close cooperation. He stressed that economic cooperation remains a pillar of the bilateral ties and suggested the two sides better utilize the side trade agreements to raise the bilateral trade to $100 billion in 2023 and $150 billion by 2030. The state leader also expressed his hope that the Republic of Korea will provide more official development assistance for Vietnam with a larger scale. For his part, the Korean minister expressed his sympathy with Vietnamese people over the losses caused by recent floods. He believed that with the obtained achievements, Vietnam would become an upper middle-income country with modern industry by 2030.
Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính held phone talks with his Australian counterpart Anthony Albanese on October the 18th to discuss advancing their countries' relations, especially in economic, trade and investment.
During the talks, the two sides discussed measures to strengthen bilateral ties, especially in economics, trade and investment. Prime Minister Truyền congratulated outstanding achievements the Australian government has gained over the past time. For his part, Prime Minister Albanese expressed his sound sentiments with the country and the people of Vietnam. The Australian government leader affirmed that the ties with Vietnam is always important for Australia. He also congratulated Vietnam for just being elected to the United Nations Human Rights Council. The two leaders praised the efforts in maintaining high-level visits and delegation exchanges, including the upcoming official visit to Australia by Vietnamese National Assembly Chairman Binh Phuoc. On this occasion, Prime Minister Truyền invited Prime Minister Albanese to visit Vietnam. The latter said he will arrange time for the visit. On the occasion, the two sides celebrate the 15th anniversary of their diplomatic relations in 2023.
The Vietnam OECD High-Level Economic Forum was organized in Hanoi on October the 18th as part of the OECD-run Southeast Asia Regional Program.
The forum gathered many economists and representatives from the international organizations, as well as domestic and foreign businesses. Addressing the event, Minister of Planning and Investment Nguyễn Chí Dũng said Vietnam is recovering strongly from the COVID-19 pandemic amid complicated economic and geopolitical developments in the world. The minister said he hopes participants will give ideas on economic management and reform, corporate governance at state-owned enterprises, and the attraction of high-quality FDI amid the country's green growth and digital transformation period. OECD Secretary General Matthias Cormann recognized considerable social progress of Vietnam in the past 3 decades. He emphasized that the experience and expertise of OECD can help Vietnam overcome the challenges and seize the opportunities. Following the forum, a business roundtable on production and renewable energy was held.
After over 5 years of negotiations, the U.S. Department of Agriculture has officially licensed the import of fresh pomelo from Vietnam.
Pomelo is the 7th fresh fruit of Vietnam to be licensed to enter the U.S. market following mango, longan, lychee, dragon fruit, rambutan, and star apple. The U.S. has great demand for fruit, up to 12 million tons each year. Its domestic production has met just 70% of the demand, while the remaining 30%, equivalent to 3.6 million tons, is imported. Meanwhile, Vietnam is home to 105,400 hectares of land under pomelo with diverse varieties, generating nearly 905,000 tons of fruit. The Mekong Delta alone houses about 32,000 hectares, with an output of some 369,000 tons. This creates considerable room and a great opportunity for Vietnamese fruits, including pomelo, to access the U.S. market. To export pomelo to the U.S., the Plant Protection Department will work with relevant parties to carry out concerted measures, especially training farmers and exporting companies in the U.S. import requirements. It will also maintain the granting of production unit costs and strictly monitor pest contamination in fruit. All pomelo batches to be shipped to the U.S. will be irradiated at the U.S. recognized irradiation establishments under the supervision of the U.S. Animal and Plant Health Inspection Service and the Plant Protection Department.
That's all for today on BPTV News. Thank you for your watching and goodbye for now.